Have you ever felt that strange, quiet pressure inside? That feeling like you were born for something greater, but every time you try to start, it turns into a battle with yourself. You want to move forward, yet your feet feel like they're stuck in sand. Today, we're going to talk about exactly that. About what makes the strong calm, the intelligent decisive, and the ambitious balanced. And at the very end, I'll share a thought with you. A thought that will completely overturn how you see discipline. Maybe this very thought will become the key you've been searching for all these years. There's one thing most people don't like to admit. They want life to change first. They want motivation to magically appear, for their circumstances to improve. They want someone to support them, to guide them, to inspire them. But I'll tell you something I only really understood after I turned 60. Life is the last thing to change. You change first. You become calmer, and only then does the chaos around you start to disappear. You become disciplined, and only then do the results start to appear. You become ambitious, and only then do doors start to open for you. If you wait for life to take the first step, you could be frozen in place for decades. I've seen this in hundreds of people. Some started without conditions, without support, without any solid foundation under their feet, and they went so far. Others waited for the perfect moment to arrive, and with every year that passed, they just grew more and more afraid to even begin. Remember this. The perfect moment is a mirage. It doesn't exist. There is no future. There is no past. There is only you, right here and right now, and the small action you can take today. There's another myth that destroys people, and it's the idea that if I want to achieve a lot, I have to be harsh with myself. And again, that's just not true. Harshness breaks you. Consistency builds you. When I was young, I thought that strict, rigid discipline was the path of the strong. But after living for many decades, and witnessing the rise and fall of hundreds of people, I realized something profound. The one who remains strong is the one who treats themselves with respect, not with cruelty. You are not made of iron. You are human. You get tired, you make mistakes, you get confused, you slip and fall. And that is normal. Real discipline isn't about forcing yourself through sheer will. It's about coming back even after you fall. And here is a really important principle I want you to hear with your heart. Discipline is not consistency without mistakes. It's consistency asterisk after asterisk mistakes. That's where true strength is found. Not in being perfect, but in continuing on. Throughout my life, I've noticed one remarkable pattern. People try to control everything around them. Their circumstances, other people, their mood, the world itself. But the world is like an ocean. It lives by its own rules. It will raise a wave whenever it wishes. It will take away your peace whenever it decides. And this is the point where so many people break because they expect the ocean to calm down for them. But a wise person does something completely different. They stop trying to control the sea. Instead, they learn to steer their boat. You don't control the world around you, but you control your direction within it. This is what self-control truly is, the ability to choose your course, even when the waves are high and the storm is raging. When you finally understand this, a deep sense of peace arrives, because you stop fighting against what you cannot change. Everyone dreams of having inner silence, but silence is not the same as balance. Just like the absence of wind doesn't automatically make you a good sailor. Balance is when there's a deep center inside you that doesn't depend on the weather outside. You can feel anger, but you don't have to destroy things. You can feel fear, but you can still move forward. You can have doubts, but you can still continue on your path. Balance is the ability to remain yourself, even in a storm. You're not a robot. You don't need to be perfect. But you must have an inner anchor, a thought, a principle, a feeling that holds you steady when everything around you is falling apart. That anchor, That is your balance. People often think that to create big changes, you have to do something huge. But the truth is the exact opposite. Big results are the consequence of small steps, repeated so many times they become a part of you. I've watched this magic happen hundreds of times. A person who does a little, but often, always defeats the one who acts in rare, heroic bursts. True strength lies in rhythm, not in occasional effort. You can try to change your life every week or every month, but if you want truly deep transformation, you have to change it every day. Grain by grain, step by step, minute by minute. Even 1 minute of attention to yourself is a step. 5 minutes is a shift. 10 minutes is a new path. The hardest part of growth is being honest with yourself. It's not, I'm lazy, but I'm afraid of difficulty. Not, I don't have time, but I'm avoiding discomfort. Not, life is too hard, but I haven't learned to take a hit. When you stop hiding behind excuses, you become dangerously strong because you start to see reality. And reality isn't your enemy. It's a map. You can't get lost as long as you look at the map honestly. Every time you can't focus, every time you want to run away, every time it feels like your strength is gone, ask yourself one question. What would the person I want to become do right now? Not tomorrow. Not when you have more energy. Right now. You'll be surprised how often the answer is simple. Turn off your phone, do one small task, tidy up your space, or just sit down and start with 1 single minute. Every time you choose that simple answer, you step closer to your strongest self. Now, I'm going to explain something that accounts for 90% of breakdowns, setbacks, and failures. It's something people misunderstand for years, blaming themselves for being weak. But you are not weak. You simply didn't know how change really works. People fail because they try to do too much too fast. This is a law as absolute as gravity. Everyone wants quick changes, but quick changes are stress, and stress is the enemy of stability. If a change is too big, your brain activates its defenses, and you fall right back to where you started. That is why the most successful people I've ever met changed their lives so slowly it almost looked boring. They moved in steps that were easy to repeat. And what's easy to repeat is easy to win with. Here's another thing people usually don't understand until they're much older, and it redefines everything you think you know about discipline and self-control. Are you ready? Willpower is not an engine. Willpower is a match. It flares up instantly and burns out just as fast. We try to build our lives out of these matches. You light one to begin, another to continue, a third to finish, but the matches always run out. I've seen people burn through hundreds, each time believing the problem was them. But the problem isn't you. It's the idea that life must be changed through motivation. Motivation is just a spark. A system is a fire. You can keep lighting matches, or you can build a fireplace that burns on its own. An inner system will always beat inner impulses. Always. When I was young, ambition seemed simple. Dreams, inspiration, and energy. But over the years, I realized ambition isn't a fantasy. It's a promise. A promise you make to yourself to become stronger, wiser, and to make your life brighter than it was yesterday. When you break those promises, you feel emptiness, anxiety, and disappointment. That feeling isn't laziness. It's a broken contract. The good news is, a contract can be rewritten at any moment. You can tell yourself today, from now on, I won't do everything at once. I will move piece by piece, millimeter by millimeter, step by step. And that is not weakness. That is wisdom. In my long life, I've learned there are 3 kinds of strength. Physical strength, which holds the body. Emotional strength, which holds the spirit and turns pain into movement. And finally, guiding strength, which holds your course. This is the rarest one. It gives you a vector, a direction, a reason why. A person only becomes truly strong when they combine all three: the body to withstand the journey, the emotions to not give up, and the direction to know where you're going. Ambition without balance is chaotic fire. It burns brightly, but not for long. But ambition combined with calm is no longer fire. It is fuel. When you find balance inside yourself, ambition stops being a struggle. It becomes a natural movement, like breathing, like the sunrise, like the growth of trees that never hurry, yet never stop. You'll start to notice that instead of chaos, structure appears. Instead of panic, clarity. Instead of fear, resilience. And then you move not by willpower, but by the power of calm. This is the most reliable energy I know. A lot of people think self-control is about restriction. It's not. Self-control is freedom. Freedom from impulses, from weaknesses, from other people's expectations. You stop being a pawn. You become a player. Self-control isn't about, I can't. It's about, I choose what's better. The more you make this choice, the more predictable and peaceful your life becomes. You stop being someone pulled by strings. You become someone who holds the strings. There's a paradox in human psychology. Small achievements seem insignificant, but they are the foundation of everything big. Why? Because every small success is proof of what you're capable of. When you have enough of this proof, a transformation happens. You stop believing in yourself, and you start to know you can. Belief can waver, but knowledge cannot. That's why small victories aren't trivial. They are the bricks of your inner temple. The more you have, the more stable you become. If people could see how close they are to the result, they wouldn't quit. But the problem is that progress is almost never visible at the beginning. It's hidden. It's quiet. It works inside, like the roots of a tree growing underground before the first sprout appears. And here's the saddest thing I've seen again and again. 80% of people quit precisely at the moment their roots begin to break through. You become stronger exactly when it feels like nothing is changing. This is the key law of human development. Because what comes next is what people most often understand too late. But you will hear it now, and it will change your path. Are you ready? There's one thought most people realize at the end of their lives, when they look back and see too many empty pages. I want to give you this thought now, while you still have clean pages in your hands. Here it is. Life always rewards not the most talented, and not even the smartest. It rewards the most resilient. Those who keep going while others look for excuses. Those who take a small step instead of waiting for inspiration. The world always gives its resources to the one who moves the longest. All the great people you know were not perfect, but they were all consistent. Now think, if this rule worked for them, why shouldn't it work for you? When I was young, I thought discipline was pain, a fight with myself. But life is a slow teacher. It gives answers only to those who ask questions hundreds of times. After many years, I understood the most important thing. Real discipline is not harshness. It is care. Care for your future self. For its health, for its time, for its inner peace. Discipline is not imprisonment. It is protection. It is a form of love for the version of yourself you are still creating. There's a legend about an old general who never lost a single fight. When asked how he became so strong, he replied, "I never fight when there's a storm inside me." This phrase defined my whole life. Real self-control isn't suppressing feelings. It's the ability to not let them control your time, your decisions, your destiny. When there's a storm inside, you're impulsive and vulnerable. But when you find balance, you become like an archer. No matter the blizzard around, he sees the target, he hears his breathing, he chooses the moment. And the arrow flies exactly where it needs to. Calm is not weakness, it is accuracy. Most people think success is about speed. I must start quickly, achieve quickly, prove quickly. That's how they burn out. But big things grow slowly. Strong things are built over a long time. Deep things are formed through silence. Don't try to be a flash. Be a star that burns for a long time. People look for quick answers, but strength is not a tool. It's a garden. You must water it, trim it, and protect it. You must survive the periods when nothing grows. Then one day, you wake up and realize you have become a different person, without struggle or shouting, quietly, calmly, inevitably. That is growth. You have lived so many years, and perhaps never truly used the potential that lies within you. You think you've tried it 100%, but in reality, you've used only about 15. The rest sleeps until real discipline awakens it. When you activate these reserves, you will be astonished at how resilient you become and how easily things come that once seemed impossible. You are not weak. You are a sleeping giant. Your task is to wake up. The true purpose of discipline is to create a way of life where you are calm, focused, and moving in the right direction every day, steadily, like a river that shapes mountains. I want you to remember this. First, do a little. Big always grows from small. Second, build a routine, not effort. Willpower is finite. Routine is eternal. Third, the 2-minute rule. Just start. Fourth, calm is your main engine. Not emotions, but quiet, clean inner strength. And fifth, stability is more important than perfection. Ambition gives direction. Discipline gives movement. Balance gives stability. Self-control gives wisdom. Combine them, and you become someone who not only wants something, but is capable of building it. Life is short, but there's enough time for everything important if you live by decisions, not reactions. You only need to be the one who takes the step today, and tomorrow, and the day after tomorrow. And one day, you will become who you always wanted to be. Not because of a miracle, but because of yourself. If you want to leave this path, leave it. If you want to walk together, subscribe. I will be here. Now the next move is yours.